Being an international drug lord can be a lot of work, and when you're just getting started, sometimes we don't always have the budget for expensive Cuban cigars. Luckily, I have the solution for you. If you're a wannabe godfather who does not have the money for all of the necessary cigars to sit back in your armchair and look like you mean business, then this tutorial will show you how to get the same results for a lot less money. First thing you're going to want to do is gather a bunch of popsicle sticks. These can either be bought from a craft store, or you can just eat ice creams and save the sticks. Next, you're going to want to go to the toilet and use up all the toilet paper, even if you don't have to go. And you're going to grab this toilet roll right here. You're just going to take this with you. After you've done that, you're going to want to go to your local $2 shop and buy one of these really cheap plastic fake rings. This one's actually metal. It's not very much. And we're going to get a Stanley knife, and we're just going to cut this down the middle, like so. Just going to go ahead and slice it all the way down the middle. And then we're going to roll this toilet paper roll up into a big old roll, and we're just going to slide this $2 shop ring over the top. And here we have 90% of the cigar done. Obviously we need something to smoke, so what we're going to go ahead and do is stuff most of the body of the cigar with these popsicle sticks that you've acquired. And this is just so that it can sort of have something to burn on, and so that you don't have to stuff the whole thing with expensive herbs. Next, you're going to want to find a random bush of something that's not poisonous. Here I have a rosemary bush that's just sort of died because it's winter. I'm going to go ahead and take some of these stems of deliciously smelling rosemary. Next, you just want to walk up and down the road until you find a discarded lighter. Here we go. Sometimes they'll have the tops broken, but most of the time, sometimes you'll get a good one that still works. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and take our herbs, and we're just going to snap them into little pieces that are small enough that you can fit them into the remaining gaps in between the little popsicle sticks here. Just going to slide that on in. Just push it all the way down in there, and if you can get some nice little leaves in there, that's always a bonus. Go ahead and snap all of these. It's not a very good camera angle, my apologies. Go ahead and just stuff the end with rosemary or tobacco if you want, but I prefer rosemary because it's not as addictive. Next, we're going to want to push this other end out and make sure that it's not too dirty on the end. I just got gross, disgusting dirt all over the end of the cigar. And once that's all done, you can just go ahead and light up your cigarette. What would normally be a very expensive cigar that you would have to buy off some, I don't know, very specific market, has now been made for essentially for free from random stuff that you've found around. And seeing as though the ring is optional and just to hold the toilet paper roll together, you can always just use a piece of sellotape, scotch tape, or a used one of those what do you call them, little band-aids that you use to patch up your wounds. And then you can just go ahead and light this with this crusty lighter that we found lying for free on the side of the road. It can take a little while to get going on these little pine wood popsicle sticks, but the rosemary should work a lot faster. And there we go, it's working. It's almost working. Because it's a very thick cigar, it takes a little while to work. And there we go. There's your budget Cuban cigar made out of a toilet paper roll. So long as no one looks too close, they probably shouldn't notice. Excellent. Very exquisite. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Takes a while to light a thick cigar. Anyway, that pretty much concludes my tutorial on how to make cigars on a budget. These can be manufactured fairly cheaply in large quantities if you want to pull your first Cuban cigar scam. And so long as no one gets too close, which they shouldn't when you're in this line of business, no one should notice that your expensive Cuban cigar is made of a toilet paper roll, a $2 shop ring, and popsicle sticks from ice creams that your mum bought you. That's all for this video. And tune in to the next one for more tips on how to be an international crime lord on a budget.